now, your main event. Introducing the hosts of Wrestling with Freddie, Jeff Dye, and Freddie Prinze Jr.
All right. So question of the week. Why are you so washed out, bro? What's happening?
You'd
What'd
think
you do with your
after
light?
years of COVID and Zoom meetings and podcasts, you'd think I'd have my lighting together by now, but nope, things are real behind here at the Dye House, and I don't know how to light a Zoom call. I just don't know how to do it.
It's so washed out. It looks like your dad's old camcorder, and he was like recording you at a baseball game when you were like 8.
Yeah,
That's
it does
what it
look
looks like.
Potato film, as we called it.
Okay,
Speaking of dads, I listened to your dad's record, and it was great.
No way. Oh,
Very, very
that's
good.
awesome, man.
It came in the mail right when I was hanging out with a woman, and I go, this is one of my friend's dads. He was a legend. I gave him the brief history, and then I go, do you want to listen to it? And she was like, you could tell she was kind of like, I don't know. But then I put it on, and we sat there and laughed and ate our food. It was very, very fun. Comedy
good,
records
man.
of that time were short. It was like
Yeah, I wish he would have done like an hour and a half or something like that. But I think his is only
35
like 38,
minutes.
35.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But it was great. And from front to end, it was such an enjoy. Actually kind of flew by, too, so that was good. But or as far as maybe that's why they made him shorter, because you're just like wanting more. Yeah, it was great. Anyways.
Oh, right on, man. Thanks. Yeah, if you guys ever want to check it out, you can maybe find it online, or you can go on eBay if you like old school records like Jeff and I. I collect old school comedy records and have like over 100 different ones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's like a big thing for me. So I have like I don't know, man. I have stuff from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, like all the way up. I have like Martin Lawrence stuff, like all the way to my dad, and everything in between. There's a great comic named Richard Jenny back in the day. I have a couple of his albums. He passed away. But yeah, his stuff used to kill me back in the 90s, man. I thought he was hot shit.
His lobster routine is very good.
Oh my! I wanted to write a sitcom for him right before he passed away. And it was called Shrinking Richard, and he was like a shrink that would become like the characters in this like role play situations with his patients. And never got to get it to him. And right as we were ready to kind of like pitch him, he had the unfortunate passing.
Yeah,
But
he was
man,
in
he was
The
man.
Mask. That was his big kind of
he did get
mainstream role. He was very, very famous.
Had a couple HBO specials too, man. He was the man. Shout out to stand-up comics from back in the day. All right, guys, a lot of wrestling. This is a big week. If you're not a fan of wrestling, too bad for you. If you have friends that are fans of wrestling, they're going to annoy the hell out of you because this week's going to be awesome. You get Monday Night Raw, which is going to happen. We're recording now. When this comes out, you'll have already seen Monday Night Raw. You've got AEW Dynamite getting ready to go all the way to All In, the Go Home show. You got some NXT if you like NXT. There's some TNA in there if you like TNA. There's some Friday Night SmackDown on the way to Evolution. You got the NXT Great American Bash over the weekend. You got All-Ins. You got AEW's All-In on Saturday. You got Saturday night's main event with Goldberg and Gunther. We love Gunther over here. That's going to be a big-time win, spoiler. And that's the week of wrestling. Are you kidding me? That's like 14 hours of wrestling minimum that you get to watch. Not that you have to watch, that you get to watch. Jeff, you're rocking a Texas hat. You're rocking an NWO T-shirt. You're wrestling all the way.
LWO.
Is this the best week of wrestling this year?
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot. I wish they would have built more for Evolution. I feel like they've dropped the ball there.
Totally agree.
And I feel like there's a lot of things happening in wrestling that are a little loosey-goosey. Maybe it's so much wrestling that it's been mismanaged a bit. But I say more wrestling is good. I am one of the guys who says make SmackDown 5 hours. Don't celebrate that it's 2 hours. Make Raw 5 hours also. The more wrestling, the better is what I say.
Jeff wants us to watch. He wants this to be a full-time job where we're
Yeah.
watching wrestling for 42 hours a week.
Yeah, so would Alex. I think you're outvoted on that. I think both of us would rather.
Fair enough. And I believe in the power of the vote, so I'll go with it. All right. First up, let's start with AEW All in Texas in honor of Jeff's hat. We got the Women's Casino Gauntlet match. And the storyline for this is the winner of this match gets a future women's title shot. Chris Statlander is confirmed. She's pretty badass and tough, can lift chicks up and smash them. This is a gauntlet style. I'm just now starting to figure out what kind of match this is. It took me 4 years, I think, to figure it out because I'm old and dumb. You see some really cool matches within the match here, sort of like what they do at the Royal Rumble, which is really, really fun. And I don't know all the women that are going to be in this, but if you want to go out on a limb, skis, you want to take Willow. That's who you want to take. Or if you want the dark horse, you're going Julia Hart. I think those are the two best and coolest picks that you could make out there. Alex didn't even have the guts to make a pick. You want to throw a name in there, an AEW, you want to toss somebody crazy in there? Maybe Britt Baker gets a comeback finally?
I think Britt Baker's coming over to WWE. I don't think she'll be even in this thing. But I don't know. Julia Hart would be great, but is she still pretty...
She's been a TBS champion before.
Yeah, I think that's a fun pick. But do you think they let her win the big one? Win the Casino Gauntlet match? I mean, this is kind of like
the dark horse.
MJF kind of like signature thing. It's kind of a huge thing in AEW. I would say, let's do Julia Hart.
Men's Casino Gauntlet match. Speaking of MJF and his evil twin MGF, when that guy did,
I made up a guy.
Better watch out. Yeah, that guy's no joke though. He's scary. So the winner is the same thing. They get an AEW world title shot. I think this is the storyline, which is MJF's reason why, as far as joining the Hurt Syndicate. I think MJF is the lockdown, easy, hands down winner. Bet your friends. If you got a friend that's dumb enough to bet against MJF in this, take him for all he's worth. He's going to win this. He's going to call his shot. He's going to get the world championship. And that's when Bobby Lashley, and then we're going to turn him out. And Bobby Lashley's like, nah, dude, I'm going for the world championship, and I'm fighting you, and I'm busting your ass. I think that's the long-term story that they're telling. And I would love to see Bobby Lashley versus MJF for the AEW championship, just to see someone who's going to have to just cheat their ass off, and who's better at cheating than friggin' Maxwell Jacob Friedman against someone who could actually kill you, which is Bobby Lashley. And that's my daughter's favorite wrestler, by the way, is Bobby Lashley. She friggin' loves that dude. So I think it's MJF. Our producer had some guts and he picked MJF. Easy pick. Jeff, are you going crazy? Are you going with someone crazy like Jeff Jarrett, or are you going to be sensible?
No, I love MJF. I love Bobby Lashley. Yeah. I love the story you just told, and I hope that that's what they do. So I'm also going to go with MJF.
Because we're smart. That's why we all went with MJF. Yeah. Come on. Next up, you don't hear a lot about this title these days. Not a lot of story behind this title right now. I wish there was, and you have two people that can tell a story in Adam Cole and in Don Callis, Kyle Fletcher's manager. But I'm not sure why they didn't give them a little bit more, or maybe they did and it was on their Saturday night show, Collision, and I'm not able to watch that one, so maybe that's what they did. And that's my bad, people. However, this match is going to kick friggin' ass. AEW does great with matches like this. I always wish there was story involved, but the match will be awesome. Adam Cole's phenomenal, and Kyle Fletcher is the future, and he's going to come in strong. He's going to actually win this match. There's going to be some shenanigans. Our producer Alex picks the exact same finish as me.
Same
Don
finish.
Callis is going to do. Yeah, Don Callis shady shit leads to the Kyle Fletcher victory. I love Kyle Fletcher. I think he looks like a smaller Randy Orton, but not that small. Like, the dude's pretty friggin' buff. He's brash and super Australian and kind of like F you. I just like his attitude, and he's got Don Callis to talk for him until he learns, or maybe it's not his thing on the mic, but Don Callis can still talk for him. But I think he's going to win this match. I think that's where your money should go. What do you think?
I think he's a great, talented wrestler, and I'm into it. But it's working. Him being the heel is working. I'm gonna go with Adam Cole.
Ooh, you think he's gonna pull out victory from the jaws of defeat?
I hope so. Baby. I
Baby.
just like Adam Cole. That's why I picked him.
Yeah, he's cool. All right, World Tag Team Championship, the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin versus Mike Speedball Bailey, Kevin Knight. Just Knight, it's not Knight, but I call Kira Knightly, so I'm calling him Kevin Knight. Versus Christian Cage and Nick Wayne. Easy victory. Hurt Syndicate all day. They're not breaking up yet. They're too strong. There's no dissension there. They're not going to have any miscues. They're going to kick ass. It'll be a good match. There's a lot of people that can take bumps in there. Christian Cage ain't taking nobody. He's going to be like, nah, man, I'm taking like 2 bumps. I'm going to let these young gunners take all the rest of these bumps. And those young gunners will. Nick Wayne's going to take some crazy crashes, and it's going to look awesome. Mike Bailey's going to get beat up. Kevin Knight's going to get beat up from way up high in the sky. He'll probably get speared when he jumps off the top turnbuckle, and that'll look awesome. What's his face? Batista did that to someone back in the day. Just folded him in half. It was so cool. And anyway, it's going to be victory for the Hurt Syndicate. Our producer goes so far as to say not only is it the Hurt Syndicate that's going to retain, but he thinks that Christian Cage and Nick Wayne are going to have some miscues that's going to start to the dissolvement of their relationship as the father figure in his life. And this will be the story upcoming to put Nick Wayne over when he finally defeats Christian Cage. So that's how far our predictions go. You get fantasy booking right after the match. What say you, Jeff? You're mad.
Alex, take it easy. All right? It's one thing to predict how you think the match is going to go. But now going, and then this, and then they're going to break. It's bordering on spoiler alert. You see, so if you're correct, now we go, I already heard this on Wrestling with Freddie. Their producer seems to know every goddamn thing. And so, hey, take it easy with these predictions, Alex. Just say you think the Hurt Syndicate's going to win. That's all you had to say for a prediction. But by the way, you're probably right. I'm going to go with a Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, Alex, what the hell, man? Seriously, like, are you trying to produce our show, or are you trying to book so nice that AEW plucks you from the show?
That's what's going on.
And then we're just sitting here fucked with no producer, no one to help us get through this goddamn episode because you just went and got a job on the sneak. That's what it feels like to me.
He's going into business for himself. That's what happens. That's what these wrestlers do.
Son of a bitch. That's right. He's going into business for himself. All right. Moving on to the unified AEW championship. Kenny Omega, he's the international champion. And Kazuchika Okada, he's the continental champion. And when their powers combine, they become the unified AEW champion. This match will be wild. I've caught up and watched their Japanese feud and seen what they've done on YouTube and other websites as well. Some that maybe you're not allowed to see wrestling on, but maybe I did. And these guys are going to kill it. I like both these dudes. At this point in their careers is when I got hip to them, so I've had to play a lot of catch up. A lot of y'all are way hip to these guys, and you got to see them in their prime. But I'm still excited for this match. Little bit of story. It's mainly let's try to kill Kenny Omega so that he never can even make it to the match. I'd like a little more there, but the match is cool enough. I really like Okada. He's super cold and cool in there. Reminds me a lot of Randy Orton. And Kenny Omega, he's pretty controversial, man. People kind of either love him or hate him, but nobody's ever like, yeah, he's all right. Like, nobody says that, and I think he's cool. So I don't get the hate on him, and I think the match will be really good. Producer Alex is picking Kenny Omega to win and unify the titles. This is a tricky one. This is the hardest call of the night, or on the prediction episode for me, because I can kind of see it go both ways. And my argument against Okada losing is then, well, what's next for him? Because does he go after the world title? Like, you can't make him disappear. He's too good a wrestler for that. Whereas Kenny doesn't need a title to be over. The crowd really, really loves him. So it's kind of hard. I'm going to actually go with Okada and go against our producer because I think it gives him more to do until he's as over as some of the other guys. And it gives him a chance to still look awesome and amazing. So I'm going Okada. Producer Alex goes Omega. Jeff, it's up to you to break this teeth-clenching tie.
I go with Omega, and it's solely because it's hard to tell a story when your mic work's not great. And it's hard to do good mic work when English maybe isn't your best language. Like, unfortunately, I only know English. So when I'm listening, if I'm not really into it and I'm not following, it just puts them in a tough position. So it's just hard for a lot of those things. And I think Kenny Omega, is a star. Like, I just love Kenny Omega. I've always loved Kenny Omega. So for me, that's my pick for that every time.
All right, well, you guys are jerks, and I'm super nice. Next up, the AEW, and I'm looking forward to this match, man. I think Toni Storm did a good job selling and showing some weaknesses in her outer shell and things to make you go, oh, is she scared? Is she scared of Mercedes Moné? I don't know if she can beat her, but now the story is, yes, she can. She'll get over those demons, and she will get victory. And finally, Mercedes Moné will lose a match in AEW because she's undefeated, y'all. She kicks ass out there. Our producer picks Toni Storm to retain. I'm picking Toni Storm to retain for all the reasons I just told you. This character is growing on me like every other story they try to tell with her. Like, I'll not dig one so much, and then the next one I'll be like, yeah, that was all right, man. And then the next one I'm like, and then this one I was like, yo, man, she's really like showing me something out there. So I'm looking forward to the match. Toni Storm to retain. What about you, Jeff?
Well, you guys know how I feel about the Toni Storm character, so I'm picking Mercedes Moné, the winner of the Women's Owen Hart Cup.
Yes, sir.
Also, you want to hear a quick impression?
Yeah.
Here's my impression of Owen Hart learning about the Owen Hart Cup. What the hell is AEW? What is this? How is this happening? Woo!
What?
Well, I feel like Owen Hart would be like, what the hell is going on? What is it? Like, why is this award in AEW?
Bro, you've never told a joke I didn't laugh at since I've met you. I hated that joke.
Why is it in AEW? That's the point. That's the joke. What, like, it should be in WWE.
First of all, you said impression, and it didn't sound like him at all.
Okay.
And so that I was like, well, Jeff's just yelling. That's not, it doesn't sound like Owen. You did. It was really loud. And that's the first joke you've ever told that I'm only laughing because of how not funny it was.
All right. Well,
so
I guess maybe funny. I should have just said, why is the Owen Hart Cup in AEW? That's
I would have put hands up and said, I agree. Hallelujah.
So the premise was there. You just didn't like the impression.
The impression was not Dana White's levels of impression.
I was trying to do that one guy. Who was the guy who came out and did the Owen Hart impression, the little guy?
Oh my God.
Wore the big fake nose. I was basically doing a bad impression of that guy's good impression. You know when people do Will Ferrell doing Harry Carey? Like I was kind of trying to channel that guy.
That's how I used to do Roger Rabbit. I could only do my version of what someone else.
What the hell is?
I can't do it again.
Just keep doing it until you like it.
3 minutes later. Okay, I got it. It. AEW World Championship. Jon Moxley, the champion, versus Hangman Adam Page in a Texas death match in Texas while Jeff's wearing a Texas hat. Jeff, we know how much you like Adam Page.
And Jon Moxley.
Take it away. Well, yeah, you like them both, but take it away, sir.
Texas. I love Jon Moxley. I love Hangman Adam Page. This is definitely, it is the main event, but it would have been the main event out of this entire week for me, no matter what. I am really hoping, I'm hoping Jon Moxley wins this match. That's kind of what I'm hoping. But it would be very, very exciting because I just want to see it keep going. I like this. I like the Moxley Adam Page. I love that they're doing this. I think that, you can't just immediately have Hangman win the title.
Dude, if he loses in Texas, they're going to go freaking nuts. They're going to go nuts if he loses.
Yeah, that's all. I just think it'll be a great match, and I think it's going to be interesting to watch them tell this, is all.
If you're right, then they got me with the story. Because I fully believe, story-wise, that the end of the story is Adam Hangman Page, the cowboy, winning in Texas, in a Texas death match with all the cards stacked against him. Maybe a little help from his friends, as the song goes. But that's only to combat the rest of the Death Riders. I think the story ends with him holding the championship up high, finally letting it out of the briefcase, and showing it to the people, and he's going to be the people's champion in Texas, where cowboys come from. In case you guys didn't know, that's where cowboys come from, is Texas. They don't come from California. So I think it's that. If they go with Moxley, they totally tricked me and got me. Our producer also picks Adam Hangman Page to become the new AEW World Champion. What do you guys pick? Do you go with Jeff, the smart booking, or do you go with, oh, they got me, the Freddie booking?
I feel like they put a lot of these Jon Moxley matches, too, as like, just to show how much punishment he can take, because he's such like a death match kind of extreme guy that like they love putting him in these type of things. There's so many spots.
It's called a Moxley match.
Yeah, I mean, he's the real life mankind of modern times. Like he can take some real damage.
Dude, I don't know how he does it. I mean, he bleeds almost every week. It's ridiculous. And now I'm into blood. When we started this podcast, I got squeamish at blood in wrestling.
Really?
Fake or real. Yeah, and like it's corrupted me over the last like 2 or 3 years. I'm like, yeah, look at that guy bleeding all over. Yeah.
I go in waves. When I was a teenager, I was like, I want them all to bleed. It's got to look real. It's got to look real. And then as I got older, I'm like, Jeff, take it easy. You don't need blood.
That's how I was.
Yeah.
I was like, no, man, I don't want them to get hurt for real. That's terrible. Yeah. Like that kind of stuff. And now I'm like, yeah look at that blood. All right, quickly run down Saturday night's main event. This is going head-to-head against All In. So now you have to pick sides. What are you going to watch? Who do you hate and who do you love? I'm just kidding. Watch both. I don't care.
Yeah, we're going to watch both.
So this one features Goldberg's final match. It's got Drew McIntyre. He's going to be in there. It's got LA Knight. He's going to be in there. And there'll be some other stuff, too, that we probably don't get to because we record this on a Mondays. But let's get right to it. Singles match. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. The Scottish Sly Dog, Drew McIntyre versus... Everybody loves Drew, by the way. He made his return. Everybody's like, oh, he's
been gone so
back,
long.
Bro. Yeah, man, they love him. Versus Randy Orton. Everybody loves Randy Orton except me, that son of a bitch. But McIntyre's back. He returned on SmackDown. He talked some smack and got RKO'd. That's cold-blooded. And then he gets the match. They're going to be on Saturday night's main event. Our producer picks Randy. He's going with Randy, my arch nemesis in life, Randy Orton. I guess he's leaving the show anyway, so now he doesn't care if he picks against me like that. He's going to go book for AEW.
Now that he writes for AEW.
Yeah, that's cold, man. You didn't even tell us. He picks Randy. I'm going the other way, Jeff. I'm taking Drew McIntyre. He's been off for a while. He's taken some losses. He's taken some beatings. I think he's due for a good push. You got to get someone ready for the championship after John Cena eventually loses to pursue whoever that champion's going to be. And Drew can kind of pursue him whether they're a heel or a babyface. And he's the man. The crowd goes big for him. So I'm going Drew all the way. But who are you going with? You have another tie to break, sir.
I think this one's probably the toughest one to predict because, McIntyre's been gone. Everyone loves him. You can't just make him come back and immediately lose. But also, Randy Orton is red hot right now. Like, I think Randy Orton's having this big moment, like, as far as, like, this kind of... Everyone kind of forgot about him a little bit, you know? He was in that Sheamus kind of category where he's always been there. We've always liked him. Everybody knows he's capable. Everyone knows he's had his victories, but like now he's back in the limelight. Man, this is tough. I think I'll pick Drew McIntyre though.
Yeah,
just because I don't think you can have him lose this soon. People are too excited. Also, he's had some famous losses that piss people off.
That's true. That's
you know,
true,
you were
man.
saying, I don't think that Hangman Adam Page is going to lose in Texas. Remember when they had Drew McIntyre lose in the main event of the pay-per-view of the country he's from.
Yeah, man. And then he had to sing with what's his face, the boxer.
The big, giant, weird-looking guy who's actually a really good fighter, Tyson Fury.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a good boxer. All right, next up. It's a singles match. Singles match, ladies. No, I'm just kidding. These guys are taken. LA Knight versus Seth Rollins. Easiest pick of the night. Yeah. Easiest pick of the night. It's 1 against 107 and Paul Heyman. And it's also Seth Rollins, who one-on-one is not going to lose a match to LA Knight. So when it's 10-on-1, there ain't no way in hell he's going to lose. Our producer, Alex, picks Seth. I know I pick Seth all day long. He's not taking any L's unless it's a tag match and then somebody else gets pinned. He's going all the way till he gets the belt. He might cash in on Saturday night's main event. We don't even know. So that's lose. No. And so, Jeff, I was going to ask, but you just told us. It's Seth all day long. Come on, baby.
100%.
All right, World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther versus Goldberg. We had some bad blood last year in Atlanta, and he talked some smack in front of Goldberg's family, called him a punk ass in front of his son, you little punk ass bitch. He said it in German. That's why you guys don't remember. But he totally said that. And Goldberg wasn't having it. He got out. He's like, you don't get to call me that, pal. I speak German. I understand exactly what you just said. And Gunther was like, well, good. Do something about it a year from now. And so they did. And now they're going to. I'm trying to give this a story because I'm not a Goldberg guy.
And then Owen Hart crashed in and said, you know what?
God damn it.
You know what, everybody? I didn't come from Canada to hear this German talk. Woo!
Why did he sound Irish that time?
I don't know. I'm bad at impressions.
From Canada? He sounded like the leprechaun from the commercial.
It's that Calgary, you know? They got that strange dialect.
Yeah, a lot of Irish up there. All right. Well, it was funny, though. All right. So I think we're all picking Gunther to win this one, and then we can move on. I'm not sure why they're even. I mean, I guess it's a nice, hey, thanks for, the contribution to wrestling and all that good stuff.
It is interesting. Do you think that the crowd will pop for Goldberg, or are they going to roll their eyes at this?
I think it depends on the city. If they were back in Saudi Arabia, huge pop. Like they went crazy for him the last time he was there against Brock Lesnar and won the championship. Like his pop was huge. So I think it's going to depend on the city and how many old school fans are there. Like old school fans will pop for him. New school fans will be like, "What? Who's this guy? Where's all the new people?" So yeah, I think it'll just depend. But Atlanta's his hometown, so he should get a real warm welcome there. When he was in the crowd last time, he got a real warm welcome. So I think they'll give him a lot of love, and Gunther will sell big time for him and take some super big bumps, make him look tough and strong. And it should be a fun, fast, 7-10 minute match, man. Whatever. Because
you never want anything to feel forced, So there's all these great statues of the legends of Los Angeles in front of the Staples Center now, the Crypto Arena or whatever. But there was one guy, I won't say who would not stop moaning and complaining in the public eye that he didn't have a statue. Now, the guy deserves a statue, and he's a legend. But by the time he got the statue, everyone's like, yeah, he was always complaining about it. Never So it's kind of like one of those things, we do want to honor Goldberg. Goldberg's a huge part of 90s wrestling. He was it was a really big chapter of wrestling. But it seems forced and it seems strange, and we're like, why Gunther and why now? So I'm wondering, I guess I'm hoping it'll be nice for Goldberg and Atlanta, but I'm wondering if people like me are just gonna be like, what are they doing? Why are we doing this? So I'm just curious how the fans will react. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a Saturday night's main event, so it's not as important as a premium live event, right? Right. It's not SummerSlam. Yeah, so they're not depending on a number from Goldberg. So I think it's his hometown, and they were able to book it, and they're like, "Yo, this is a nice thing to do. Let's do this," and that's cool, man. That's cool. Good. All right, that's it for this week's episode, y'all. Hit us up with your predictions. Let us know if you made money on your friends. Let us know if you lost money. If you lose, we're super sorry, and if you won, we friggin' told you so. Tune in tomorrow for Thursday Unsanctioned. Jeff, tell the people where you're going to be at this week. just like all your favorite wrestlers, I will be in Texas. I have 5, maybe 6 sold-out shows at the Comedy Mothership in Austin, Texas, where Joe Rogan is, or Joe Rogan's Club. Since those are all sold out, you can see me next week in Vegas at Wise Guys, if you guys are going to be in the Vegas area. It's going to be great.
Shout out to O&R.
O&R, we love you.
See you next week. Peace.